Guess we could just watch each other every day, drink coffee. Good morning, everybody. It's 9 o'clock. Yeah, didn't have one yesterday, but hopefully we have a fun little time for the next few minutes. It's the Daily Bend, and I'm Bo Babka, and Bo Not Broken. And this is just an opportunity for people to vent, an opportunity to talk about what they're doing. Yesterday we didn't have a little episode because I went and did some service, and not going to talk about that other than it was just a situation where I was able to help somebody out and spend an hour with someone, distancing of course, but help them deal with some things that they needed to deal with. So every day we're going to go live at 9 o'clock, and please contribute. If there's anybody out there in Facebook land or the world that wants to be tagged on these live streams, let me know. I'd be glad to tag you and can tell me what you're doing. I hope we're live on the regular Facebook and not the Only Me. I see there's a couple people out there. Hey, how about that moon last night? I didn't sleep a wink. I think I'm part animal or garanimal, one or the other, garanimals. But what a beautiful moon last night. I think it was. If anybody's on Bo Babka, please just give me a thumbs up or something like that. Make sure it's not just me, the only me. I've done that before. I did that last Saturday and just pushed only me. But hey, grab your coffee, your tea, your whatever you're drinking this morning. I think we should all be drinking whiskey, but not this morning. Anyway, what a moon last night. I thought it was pretty much amazing. Again, I don't think we have anybody. We have a couple people on Bo Not Broken. Good morning, anybody that's on. I did want to talk about, I did want to throw out there, why am I doing this? I'm just doing this because it might give us all an opportunity to, again, pass around good ideas while we're being quarantined or why well, there's all kinds of things that are going on. I guess in the news yesterday, I'm coming to you from Utah. Hi, Rebecca. How are you? Good morning from beautiful Mesa, Arizona. I'm sure it's as beautiful as it is here. It's a gorgeous morning out there. Thanks for just chiming in and letting me know that at least a person's there. It is just gorgeous here this morning, but I hear in the news today or this morning that our county mayor here in Salt Lake County has extended our quarantine, or at least our shelter in place. I don't know if it's shelter in place or not, but until July 6th, so another 2 months. I'm not quite sure how everybody feels about that, but that's going to be a crazy thing if that happens. I did just want to throw out there, just for fun, if anybody's listening and you've got a favorite meme, I think that's a good way to kind of start out this morning. Is if you've got a favorite meme about anything, it could be about the coronavirus, it could be anything, not that we're not taking it seriously, but if anybody's got a great meme, please, either post here on the Bo Babka page or, hey, Chris, how are you? How you doing? Or on the Bo Not Broken page. Just post your favorite meme. I don't know if I'll be able to see it, but I think that's a fun little exercise this morning for us while we're just really talking about nothing. Talking about how we're in our homes and, we might be able to get out walking, and everybody's talking about the different dichotomies of how you're supposed to act in one way and how you're not supposed to act in another way. And we can go to the store, but then again we can't have social gatherings. But anyway, the reason why I did this, hey Mike, I don't know if you're back from your trip, but thanks for watching for a few minutes. And we do need to chat. I'm doing this because I think it's important for people that want to vent or want to talk about. I know there's been a lot of job loss. There's been a lot of things that are going on. If anybody again has any leads on jobs, any types of opportunities during this time, I know we're all waiting for our 1,200 check for some of us, that some people that haven't, but we can't really, I mean, that's the whole thing. We can't really rely on government if that's going to be a one-time check. I don't know about you guys, but there are a lot of bills to pay out there. So I am going to have Bill Rapley from the Draper Chamber of Commerce here in Utah. I know there's a lot of people around the country that I'm friends with that might be watching, but Bill is a very successful businessman, but has been the CEO of the Draper Chamber, I think, for the last 17 years, and he's been frantically throwing out a lot of the SBA stuff, a lot of the government stuff to help small business. But he and I were talking, and I think we're going to be involved in an exercise of kind of going throughout not only Draper but some areas of Utah and just kind of talking about, the what ifs, and not to scare people, but maybe to give some people some hope. And I know every day I'll try and highlight a business or two or three or four or some cities that are doing some interesting things. I don't know how you feel about it. That's why I've opened this up for any type of input. If you want to be a part of it, I can plug you in some way. I can do whatever it might be to help you be a part of this. This is just at 9 o'clock in the morning till whenever, because definitely in the mornings, right now I don't have a lot to do, but just wanted to help other people, make sure other people feel like they're not alone. The bowed not broken mandates of faith, courage, and endurance, and just trying to help people out unconditionally. This is an unconditional type of, whatever you want to call it. I call it a social cast. If you have opinions, it's a no judgment zone. So I've always tried to allow regular people to tell their stories. A lot of times in the regular media, and I have it on, I will admit that in the regular media we don't, we hear some adversity stories, but it's always good to hear from the person. And if there's anybody out there that would like to chime in or be a part of the whole bowed not broken thing, telling your story and how you got out of that adversity and how adversities continue to come up. Hey Mark, hey Jill, hey Richie, how are you guys? Thanks for just tuning in for a minute, just long enough to hear me out. And if you've got anything you want to contribute each and every morning at 9 o'clock, whether it be strategies for being at home, or strategies for jobs, strategies for mental health, strategies yesterday or the day before. I missed yesterday because I went and did a little service project for somebody, but the day before we had meditation ideas. We've had ideas on businesses and things like that, and I was just explaining how I was going to have Bill Rapley from the Draper Chamber kind of talk to us about what they're doing as far as chambers and small business and things like that. So I hope that this little social cast every day might help each other out. And again, I put it out there. If you've got a meme, all you have to do is go to your written thing there. You just, in your writing and your contribute and post a picture. I'd love for, today is just, if you've got a funny meme out there, you want to post it, please do, because man, I tell you, I've seen some funny ones. Let's be respectful, of course, but and we all have our opinions about as to what's going on with this. Is this, really a huge thing? Joe, thanks for chiming in for a minute. Denise, thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. Thanks for all you. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys spreading the word, and by just even watching for a few minutes, you're contributing as well. If there's anything that you guys want to contribute, like I've said, please do it. Whether I just thought about the fun thing would be a meme. Post your favorite meme on my page or on this live or wherever. I think that's pretty funny. And we're all waiting for our stimulus checks. Are you waiting for your stimulus check? Not much stimulus going to be going on with $1,200, but we can't really rely on government to. I mean, this is an unprecedented time, so I'm just being sarcastic. Great to see your smiling face. Shelley says thank you. Community members interested in donating, volunteering, or in need of goods and services may reach out to #community, all one word, Community Strong on Facebook. Shelley, thank you for that. That's exactly why we're doing this. I know I have a good following, a decent following, and I appreciate that share. That's an awesome share. Again, that's #Community Strong on Facebook. If you're willing to donate, volunteer, there's going to be a lot of opportunity to volunteer and I know donating is really tough, especially right now where a lot of people don't have jobs or revenue or anything coming in. So I appreciate that a whole heck of a lot. Again, #Community Strong, all one word on Facebook. Rebecca says, serving others is always the best way to beat depression. Phone calls to those are older or struggling. We appreciate your willingness to strive to lift. Well, I appreciate you contributing. It's not this, again, this is not about me, believe it or not. And I know there'll be some naysayers out there, but this is not about me. If anybody knows my track record, I don't receive any money for what I do and what I've done for years. And it's not about me. It's about lifting humanity and bringing the spirit of your cold coffee to your warm heart. I appreciate the contributions. Jason, hi there, my buddy. Jason from Kansas. I believe you're in Kansas, right, Jason? Jason is a stud. He's a veteran. He's going to be a part of our security, our protection business, and I met him at Jason Cisneros' Unstoppable, and we were brothers right at the beginning, and along with, I think we have a lot of fun things that'll be going on. I appreciate everybody's contribution. If you have anything, just throw it up here. I've finally figured out how to watch, and on the contribution side, I can see, I don't know if I'm able to get contribution on that side. So I guess, your favorite meme, you could post that up. What are you going to do with your stimulus check? That's a good question. That $1,200, what are you going to do with it? I would imagine some people are going to start getting that check here pretty soon. And again, we don't expect our government to bail us out, but I don't think that's enough. Obviously, that's not a negative, but what is enough? What is going to be enough? At least it's something, I guess. To look at it, all things optimistic. That's the way I always look at it. It will be something, and I need the help at this point in time in our lives. Again, scary thing for those of you that are coming on, coming from other parts of the country, everybody's kind of in some kind of lockdown or safety security out of sight kind of thing, and I've heard word that they're going to extend ours for 2 more months, which will be interesting. Denise says rent. Been in quarantine. Yeah, can't even. For a lot of people, there's a lot of people that can't work online. And so, yeah, rent's a good one. Yeah, I think again, I feel like I'm kind of a squirrel sometimes, but I'm coming to you from my son's basement in beautiful South Jordan, Utah. And I kind of feel like, Wayne and Garth from Wayne's World. And I actually, try and help them as much as I can. And, I pay my dues here as well. So yeah, I'll probably use my check on rent as well. What else could you, if I was making the big bucks, I don't know, I'll probably spend a little bit of money donating to that community strong. Again, being able to, throw anything out there that you want. But anybody else on what they're going to use their $1,200 stimulus check for? Actually, so if I heard it right, it's $1,200 per person, and it mitigates if you make over 75,000, or as a couple, I guess if you make over 200. I know there's stipulations there, but you get $500 for a child. You never knew children would pay, did you? Jason, been locked down with family, interesting times, but getting a lot of projects done at home. I know I saw your, are you building a whole new wing onto your home out there in Kansas? It looked like you were busy, and you had your kids and everybody out there doing what everybody else is probably doing, just quarantining. Jason doesn't get a check. Well, that's probably a lot of people too. I don't know. I think the most important people are the ones that are. I think a lot of people are teetering. Here's a 6-year homeless guy or more, and every paycheck mattered before that time and during that time. So Jason says he was doing a pool and a deck. A pool and well, that's good. Maybe if we don't get quarantined for too long, I'll have to drive out and take a swim. I'll help you with the lawn too. So, favorite memes. What are you going to do with that stimulus check? How's the Ozark, the Tiger King? How's the some of the fun, stupid, silly, weird TV watching going on, or cable watching, or Netflix watching? What are we watching? I started last night really late. I couldn't sleep. Of course, I was up all. How about the moon last night again? For those that are just here. What an amazing moon last night, just amazing, but I couldn't sleep, so I started Ozark seasons again. I started with season 1 and forgot about how great that first episode, just the first episode of Ozark was. And so kind of fun to go back and do that. I'm not a big TV watcher, although I have been watching, whether you call it the real news, the fake news, or whatever else. I don't watch it for weird power. I just watch it for kind of the information. I do enjoy watching President Trump. I do enjoy watching him answer questions from the media. That's probably one of the biggest highlights for me of the day, is after he's given his spiel, and Dr. Fauci and all the doctors and everybody, and the vice president. He's like smooth. That dude is smooth. Pence is smooth. And then Trump gets up there and, somebody asks a question, and it's like game on. And, what comes out of his mouth is just hilarious. And it's not about him, whether you like him or not. I just think it's entertaining. Denise says it's rough. My heart goes out to everyone. Yes, it's very surreal. Prayers are with everyone. Donating is going to be very helpful in this time of need. Service too, making masks, checking on neighbors, especially kids and elderly, mental, well, and physical. I've donated so much food and a few masks. Good for you. And more can always be done to help in so many ways. Blessed are the peacemakers. Hashtag blessed are the peacemakers. And that comes from a website called www.stretchthatdollar.com. Wow. So if you look on the Bo Babka page, and I'm not quite sure if people are trying to contribute, I'm going to have to look up there on the Bow Not Broken page, but because it's okay if I don't see anything, no contributions. Love for you to continue to watch, or at least watch this little experiment. I know there's other people doing it too, but again, this is an opportunity to kind of throw out what you've been doing. But again, take a look on Bo Babka there on the messages. It's very interesting. Blessed are the peacemakers. Definitely, and then www.stretchthatdollar.com. So Denise has been doing a lot of service and things like that, and that's what we want to hear. Any opportunity that looks like that's an opportunity for someone to, if they want to contribute, donate, whatever it is. I'm sure there are people that have a nest egg that specifically for something like this that has happened, and they're going to be okay for the next couple months. But I know the longer we go, the harder it's going to be. And again, here in Salt Lake County, I don't know if I heard it right, but I think there's going to be another 2 months in some way, shape, or form. Denise's post has posted sharing the site. Gotta go. Thanks, Jason. Work to do. Stay dangerous. You too, my friend. Love you much. Michael Noriega, nice for small business loans. Throwing it out there with the Paycheck Protection Program. Take a look at that on the site. They made it very easy in one day. Call Vicky Wiley, Tree City Advisors. It's up there. I know I'm reading everything that is put up here, but for those in Michael's posted the Paycheck Protection Program. That's awesome. Thank you, Bill Brandon. Thank you for watching, maybe contributing at one point. Lot of good knowledge out there, a lot of good information, a lot of good people out there. I know I have a lot of good friends out there on social media that do a lot to contribute to people, a lot to bring people up, have embraced the whole idea of reaching out. When I post that every day, like I have, that's what I mean. It doesn't take very long. It doesn't take very long to reach out to somebody, to ask them, how they're doing. And especially right now, I think people probably, before all this, I had some experiences where I would, text somebody or I would call somebody, and it was almost kind of, I don't know if cavalier is the word, but why you even reaching out to me? Well, you never know. And then there were some that kind of gave that little bit of a well, why are you doing that? Well, just because, and that's okay. Just because is okay. There are a lot of people out there that need some help, that need the type of just a smile, just a whatever it might be. Small business loans, people need paychecks. It's pretty fortunate that we live in this country. I mean, if we lived in a different country, it would be pretty bad, because we have some things that we have a free market system that's set up that is pretty amazing, and we'll get through it. We'll definitely get through it. Anybody have a favorite meme out there? That was one of the first things I asked. Beautiful full moon last night. I didn't even sleep at all. I was up watching, Ozark old editions. I was up doing all kinds, just trying to figure out how I could. I'm a full moon person. If the full moon's out, and I've tried sometimes. I'll close the shades or not even see what's going on, and all of a sudden at 2:30 in the morning, I've been up the whole time. I'll look out, and sure enough, the full moon rising. That would be me. So your favorite memes, you can post your favorite memes. Again, I'm gonna have Bill Rapley from the Draper Chamber of Commerce, a good friend of mine, come in and kind of post in and talk about some things. Michael Noriega's talking about but he posted on this page, so you can go to that and you can see what's happening in that world. Kaylee, my sweet daughter-in-law, she's watching a little bit. She's upstairs working with two of the most amazing granddaughters that anyone could ever have. That's been one thing that I must say has been pretty amazing, is to watch watch them. They'll come down here and they'll play for hours, literally hours, without even fighting. I mean, once in a while they'll. But anyway, it's fun to watch how your posterity raises their children, and they're doing such a great job. It's pretty amazing. So I'm very grateful to have a roof over my head and to watch these little girls every day. It's kind of fun. It's really fun. I wish I could do it forever without having to worry about going to work. What are you going to do with your check? What are you going to do with your stimulus check? You know, some families will get up to two children. You're going to get $500 each. Those types of things. What else? I did have a couple of things. What are you doing to reach out? What are you doing? We've had some people contribute as to what they're doing, making masks and things like that. I know several people that they're doing a lot of different things, and I think as time goes on, you know, I think we'll find ways to help each other out, and we're going to have to reinvent ourselves a little bit. Some of us are going to have to reinvent ourselves in the workforce again, and you know, everybody said again. Yeah, well, again, we're going to have to do that. Denise says even clothes cut up for throwaway, for masks with thread and sewing needles, good basket of food, canning that needs to be eaten soon, such as soup and pre-made meals, is a godsend for a lot of people right now. Interesting. Yeah, we don't think about, for a lot of people, if anyone needs food, please reach out. I might not have exactly what you're looking for, but I have things to share. Denise, that's awesome. That's exactly why I'm doing this little social cast. Lisa Wright from California. I don't know where you are now, but thanks for watching for a few minutes. An old schoolmate from back on the West Coast. But Denise, I know I'm squirrel, but yeah, Denise, just keep posting as much as you want, and letting us know where the opportunities are to be able to contribute to everything that's going on. I'm not quite sure. I wonder if I can see. I don't think I can. No, that's not. I'm just fooling around. Just fooling around up there. Denise, so you can take a look at Denise's, I imagine Denise has a lot of this on her page as well, and so if you have an opportunity to go to Denise Marshall Price and her page, I appreciate, you know, anything that you can do. There are, what are you doing, other questions, what are you doing out there to keep your mind in a good place? Because we're not done with this for a while. We're not done. Again, here in Salt Lake County, I think the county mayor has extended everything for another couple months. Now, I don't know how that'll play out with, obviously essential workers are fine, but I'm not sure what that's going to mean for stores and restaurants and things like that. Anybody out there own a small business, you know, maybe a brick and mortar type business, obviously online stuff, I'm sure you're struggling as well. Maybe you're not struggling, but anybody out there experiencing that, everybody have a small business, brick and mortar, where people come in and out and you know, use the service, or if it's food service or something like that, please contribute. Let us know how it's going there. Not in a negative way, obviously, but there's also some other things. Michael's posted, we use Zoom Cloud meetings for staying in touch. It's free for up to 40 minutes. That's right. Thanks for contributing that. I think a lot of people are on Zoom. I have a couple of meetings a day, I think, on Zoom, but that's great. Zoom .us. And you can, you know, forgive me if I'm wrong on this one, Michael, but I know I have an app. You can download the app and have your account and things like that. That's, boy, what would we do without Zoom? And you know, the other thing I was thinking the other day was, you know, the width, I don't even know what you call it, but I'm a generalist. I know a lot about nothing, a lot about a lot of things, but I'm not a master of anything really. But I'm wondering how everything is holding up as far as our networks and our internet and our, data and our phones. I mean, we've got to be just blowing up whatever. So there must be certain types of systems that are there for us to be strengthened. I mean, I haven't had really any issues. I've had a couple little glitches with my phone, but I can't think of anything else. There's a lot of people reinventing their lives and their businesses and things like that. Haven't seen any memes, so nobody's brave enough to throw out one of their favorite memes. I know there's a lot of offensive ones out there. There's, early on, everything was about a Corona bottle, but I could see everything from the Corona has kind of gone to the Tiger King and, different things like that. And obviously you have your political memes, but a lot of people are posting some really, really funny stuff and stuff to keep our humor going and keep us lifted up and that type of stuff. I hope out there, I hope you're being physical in some sense or another. I'm a big advocate for, and if you guys watch me weekly, daily, whatever, I'm always, the best piece of advice I ever got, and this was when I was a professional athlete in my early 20s, was that if he told me, and I'll never forget, he was a guru of nutrition, even back then, a guru of it. He was one of my strength and conditioning coaches at the time, learned a ton from him. The one thing he said was, if you as a human being, and every human being, if you would walk, just walk 45 minutes a day, on top of whatever else you're doing too. It doesn't mean, you're going to become an Adonis and do the titty dance, or whatever it might be, whatever you want to be doing, or you're a professional athlete or whatever else, or a bodybuilder or, fitness model, whatever. If you can just walk in addition, it's one of the best things for your heart. It's one of the best things for your body. What's funny is lately I've been talking to people that have had heart issues, and a lot of times the doctors nowadays will tell them to walk a certain amount of time. The Bow rule is just 45 minutes. If you can walk a half hour, I'd love that too, but walking 45 minutes a day, especially out in this nice weather, if you have nice weather around. I mean, obviously if you don't, then I walk in the bad weather too, whether it's good or bad. But the best advice I think I ever got was the walk of 45 minutes. And in addition to whatever else you do, if you're great, even if you're respectfully, if you're in a wheelchair, if you can only use your arms, that's, we talked about that when I was young. I said, well, what about people that, might be bound to a wheelchair or whatever else? It's the same thing. Just get that blood pumping, get that heart moving, whatever appendages are working, that's a good thing. And so, fitness, we talk about wellness. We talk about what are you doing for your wellness? That's something that you can bring up here each and every morning. If some of you have some, really great ideas, I've been in that world for 35 years or more, and I there's some things like I just said that are important, like walking, but and nutrition, things like that. Everybody's into intermittent fasting. I've got some good friends, and one good friend, I'll try and get him on. That's he now has a fasting page. I think he has a Facebook fasting page trying to help people understand all that kind of stuff. But we need to be careful. I mean, I believe in intermittent fasting. I believe in wellness, spiritual and emotional and professional and environmental and all the important things that we need to do for our own wellness. We need to take care of ourselves first so we can take care of everybody else. And I'm one of those that, I preach to the choir because I am tough. I am tough on myself. I do not listen to myself very often. And one of the things that I'm working on is sleep. After not sleeping, for a certain amount of time, that's not good for you. It's been a long, long time since been decades since I had a, good night's sleep. Once in a while, I get a good one in once in a while. But, what are you doing for your physical and your spiritual wellness? Whether it be, spiritual doesn't have to be organized religion. Spiritual can be a lot of different things. You can have a spiritual experience while you're hiking or even when you're walking. I had an experience the other day of music. That's another thing. While I was walking, song came on and I was like, dang, this is amazing. This is super amazing. I appreciate everybody for watching and contributing. I know I can sometimes be a squirrel, but I'm trying to lay the foundation for a little social cast. I used to do these for years, and then I took a couple of years off from expressing some of the things that it's the no judgment zone. This Daily Bend is a no judgment zone, and what I'd like to do in the future, and I will do in the future, is highlight different people that have gone through different adversities. We all have one common adversity right now, which is unprecedented. I mean, how we can all say that we're going through this in a different way, and that's why I wanted to have this type of a little hour, half hour, whatever it is. It could go for as long as we need to go, but have this as a chance to vent, throw out good information, be positive. Again, don't judge. And then there's others out there that are going through illness, going through job loss, going through a myriad of things, death in their family. I'm sure I don't know anybody yet that has in my immediate circle that has gone through the corona type virus type thing, but I'm sure there's people out there that have gone through, that have family members. And whether you believe the government, whether you don't, whether you believe the media, whatever, it is what it is. We are quarantined, and and the whole idea behind this was just to provide something of a positive nature, throw out job opportunities, throw out educational opportunities. Man, hasn't it changed? Excuse me. That's not a corona. That's a dry cough, everybody. It's changing education. It's going to change education. I mean, think about it. I've been a teacher on and off for 30 plus years, and at all the levels of education, and I've never seen anything like this. What was funny, I was listening I think it was last week, and I just happened to chime in on Dave and Dejanovic here on the radio. I was walking along, and they interviewed Ben Horsley from the Granite School District, which is one of the biggest school districts here in Utah. Something like 80,000 kids, and I know some of you from California or Texas or anywhere on where it's a lot of kids. LA, that's not very many kids, but it is a lot of kids up here because we've got several school districts with a lot of children. Anyway, one of the things that he said sarcastically but kind of real was, guess what? There's no more snow days. Guess what? Because teachers have found ways to do virtual classrooms, which is amazing. I was talking to a wonderful friend of mine, Tracy, and she's a sped teacher in the Granite School District, and she's a specialist and all that. She's just a guru. But, it's a lot more work to do things online, but education has changed. And I know a lot of you there. Carrie, thanks for joining me for a minute. This is the Daily Bend. We just talk, vent, positive. No judgment zone. That's what we're doing here. And I was just talking about education and how education is changing. It's going to change the face of what's going on. We're going to go back to school. I don't think we're going to go back to school this year. I'd be interested to see what happens next year. But I want to, hopefully we can get these kids out and let them play their sports, or, and a lot of them are doing their music and things like that. But I think it's important for us to get back, at least to get back to a little bit of regular, the regular world. Again, post your memes. So what's your favorite meme? You can post on here. You can post the meme of the day. You can post on Bo Not Broken. What are you going to do with your stimulus check? We've talked about how it's not going to be the biggest. It's going to be a help. It's going to be help. Hey, that's what it's kind of a Trump hand thing, Trump hand movement. But whether you like the president, you don't like our government, you don't like Congress, or whatever the approval ratings, it really doesn't matter to me. It's help. It's a little bit. What are you going to do with it? Yeah, we should never, depend on government. Well, there's times when we should depend on government to help us. This is one of those times, but are we thinking about positive? Are we thinking about forward thinking? Are we thinking about what are we going to do now and today and in the future? When I try and motivate folks to think about their futures, it really is important to have faith in yourself. I mean, look at yourself. You're an amazing human being, and you've gone through a lot of adversities already. Every single person that's watching me, or every single person I talk to, you are amazing. And the amazingness comes when you realize that you can have a pity party. You can lose your job. I lost a huge job. I know lots of people have lost huge jobs that are ill, whatever. Yes, when it comes to, having a pity party, have that pity party, have a hard one, do what you need to do, and then get up. How many times have we been knocked on our ass as an American, as a country, as people in your lifetime? How many times? I can't even count. I can't even count how many times I've been knocked on my ass physically, back in my football and boxing days and cop days and all those kinds of things. But you know what? We get up. We get up. And now is not the time to quit. So contribute to this. Reach out to people. Do what you can to help somebody else, lift somebody else up. This little program, Social Cast, is just for that. It's to help each other and bring each other up. If you have a topic you like to bring up, if you'd like to contribute, if you want me to patch you in, patching sounds like an old term, it is because I'm old, but if you want me to patch you in, it's kind of a radio term, patch you in, I'd love to have you, speak what you're speaking, as long as we're positive, as long as we're not attacking people, as long as we're not doing things that are detrimental. It is what it is. And there's some people that hate that, but our situation is the way it is right now. And it's not going to change for a little bit, quite a while. So whatever routines you're getting into, love to hear about them. Whatever things you're using mentally, whatever things you're doing physically to pass on to people. Again, recipes. If you got great recipe, if you got a great restaurant that needs a lift, needs some money, needs some, let's try and keep as many of these businesses open as we can. I know as time goes on, if we're not making money, we're asking for food, or we're getting give outs from somewhere. But it's important for us to help each other out. Denise and Michael today and everyone that's been on has contributed. Take a look at those comments on the side because they're golden. There's ways of volunteering. There's ways of, your paycheck, the paycheck program, protection program. There's ways that, and if you've got opportunities, if there are things that you need, let us know. Let us know what's out there. And again, every day at 9:00, we've typically gone from, anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. Pass the word on. Like Bode, BEAU''D. You can follow me on Bo Babka, but I have no, like, I'm trying to clear out some of the friends that I don't see or have, but and same with me. I'll you know, if you give me a request, I'll go out and like my page, BEAU apostrophe D. You got to put in an at to find it, but it used to be Bowed Not Broken, but now it's just Bowed. Anyway, just a public service. Love serving. Love all of you out there that continue to bring me up with your memes and your thoughts and your singing. I mean, goodness gracious. You know, that I'd love to have somebody on to give us a little song or something like that. I think it would be pretty amazing to hear that every once in a while. I know you can find it all over. So come in the morning every 9 o'clock or post on my pages. Do whatever you want to do. Give me some ideas of what you want to talk about. It's not all about me. It's about you and you contributing, and that's the reason why I'm doing this. Even to a limited basis, I don't have the power of a network, but a big network like a TV network. But I think that it's important to give of our hearts and make sure we're all bowed not broken. We're all going through the same thing, one of the same things right now. We all have different adversities, but right now we're all going through the same thing. So let's be one and remember that life is all about the bend. And I hope to see you tomorrow morning. Please pass this on, and I'll put out a little announcement and contribute. I don't want this to be me just yakking all the time. I love to pat somebody in or bring somebody in, and many people every day. And we'll go as long as we need to go. So thank you for watching, and have a great day. And keep the chin up. I did always finding ways of doing interesting push-ups and pull-ups for the last 5.5 years every day. But, you know, keep your chin up, like I said yesterday. That really is important. You know, tell your kids and tell your grandkids and tell your friends. We'll just keep our chin up. And you know what that means. That's a great visual, to keep your chin up. So everybody have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks.